Hiya, welcome back. Another video. And I said I would make another video after extensive testing of these speaker cables. I've driven myself bonkers, but I can finally start giving you some conclusions, certainly some initial thoughts. And I have to say, it's completely blown me away. I've I've kind of I've played the same thing over again, taken notes on certain songs, certain tunes that display certain characteristics, and I'll go into that in a minute. But there's a clear winner in my opinion, my personal opinion. So enough of my ugly mug. Let's talk about some of these reference albums here. So I started off playing Muddy Waters Folk Singer. I mentioned that in my last video. And what's lovely about this recording is it is absolutely beautiful. It's been perfectly recorded. It's very intimate. It's basically Muddy's voice, guitar, and it's just a really nice reference album to test equipment out. You can pick up on every single nuance and every single characteristic in his guitar playing and his voice. So I started off with that one. I think what I'm going to do is just do a quick brief summary of each of my reference records, and then I'll start talking about my conclusions on the cables that I've been using, testing out over the past couple of days. I then started playing Blow Up. So just to explain what I've been doing, I've been playing the first minute or two on the first track, and then I've been swapping out the cables, and I've been testing out 2 sets of cables. The winner of those cables, I would then test them against the next set, and so on. And I've done it probably about 15-20 times. But Blow Up, if you don't know Blow Up, the bass in the first track, which is Aquamarine, Aquamarine, is just mind-blowing. If you've got a good setup and you want to test some real low frequencies, then this is the album to really test things and push things to the edge. There's also some absolutely beautiful instrumentation. The Isao Suzuki Trio set everything up with military precision. Each of the instruments is set perfectly, and it's a beautiful piece of records. It's really fantastic. They've done a really good job with that. 3 Blind Mice. So basically, I'm testing out the vocals on that one, and this one I'm looking at the really low frequencies, and then I'm looking at the presentation of the higher notes, and whatever they're called, the sparkly, high pitch, jingly bits that come in. Certainly on that first track, Aquamarine. I went from this to Get Gilberto. It's the 45 RPM from Analog Productions, and again, very intimate. I wanted to test the vocals out. You've got Joao Gilberto, whose beautiful voice, so sexy. She has the most wonderful voice, and it really is such a beautiful record to listen to and just relax to. And I'm just looking at the vocals, the low frequencies, the clarity, the separation and presentation of the notes, and again testing the cables like mad. I'm totally sick of pulling out cables, pushing in cables, trying to So anyway. But today I thought I would just confirm my conclusions, and I'd play some Miles Davis Kind of Blue. And the reason I've gone for this one is the Mobile Fidelity 45 RPM, which in some respects was considered the best recording of this most important jazz album of all time. I think it's generally accepted that Mo-Fi have bloated some of the lows on this. It's for me, it sounds spectacular. I'm not going to be spending, a couple £100 on the UHQR version. I'm sure it's absolutely fantastic, but I'm very happy with this. But I wanted to see how well the cables handled the bloaty low notes, the flow frequencies, and I've just been playing it now. And yeah, I'm kind of blown away. So let's look at the cables. Those are my reference albums. Let's look at the cables. So first up, I'll show you what I've got at the moment, what I had for the last 4 or 5 years. We've got some QED XT25, I think. I think this is from Richer Sound. Quite a short piece with Cambridge Audio banana plugs. And, these have served me really well. They're really highly rated, really nice to use. They look nice. Been really happy with them, but, they're too short and it's time to look at something else now. So, as I said yesterday, or whenever I made my last video, very open-minded. I'm not into, I'm not really into sort of going all out on really, really expensive cable until I've seen some evidence. And I'm really happy to say that I've done some really good comparison work with my setup. So with my, I've got a Naim 5SI amp, which I'm very happy with. And these have served me really well. So let's just start off. What I did was I started off testing the stuff that's actually already in my system. This is the Naim cable, NAC A5, I think it's called, and with banana plugs. And I've left it in there because, yeah, it's a sure winner for me. But I kept chopping those out for the Shoreline speakers from Chord. I'm not too keen on these banana plugs. They're a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But what I did was first of all, I kept comparing what I've got already. So this I've considered to be my kind of reference cable because I've been used to it for the last 4 years. And just chopping and changing with the Naim, chopping and changing on the same records. And one of the things that I've noticed straight away was how I've lost a lot of the bloatiness by using the Naim compared to this budget speaker material. And it's not confirmation bias. I'm really quite critical. I don't want to spend money where, I don't want to waste money. It's crazy. But there is such a nicer presentation with the Naim, and I thought, oh my goodness, wow! It was like almost lifting a veil off the just the edge of the sound. It just felt more better presentation, and the Naim didn't seem to lose the bass as much as this, which I've not realised it. But anyway, so then I thought, right, there's a clear winner there. So then I chopped and changed with the Shoreline, and apart from the pain in the neck of pushing these in and pulling them out, the cable's quite thick. It's the Chord company. I liked it. One of the things that suddenly jumped in my head about this cable is it presents a really nice, natural, clear, honest sound. I didn't feel like it was blowing me out of the water. But compared to, I kept changing this to that, kept going back to what I've got already, and there was better detail and better clarity, and it just felt it felt honest, an honest kind of a sound. This stuff, I quite liked it. So I compared all three of my reference records, the Shoreline and the Naim, and I just felt the Naim had much better detail. It just had much better quality and sound. I can't explain it. Almost like yeah, I'm just really pleased. I was really pleased with the result. But anyway, so I discounted the Shoreline because I just felt the Naim, not only was it easier to use, but also it sounded nicer, really. Then I tried this. Now, people are raving about the Tellurium Q Black, and this is the Tellurium Blue, which was kind of really highly rated before the Black came out. And this has got some kind of... it's got some stuff here, I don't know, something to do about combating phase distortion. And again, I kept chopping and changing the Tellurium with my original XTC, XED, or QED, and I felt the Tellurium was a lot more detailed. No doubt about it. Really nice level of quality sound with the Tellurium. Then I kept comparing the Tellurium with the Naim, and the thing that instantly hit me when I was playing, what was I playing? I think I was playing Blow Up. It was Blow Up that was the one that I felt, in my personal opinion, that this does not. It gets confused at very low frequencies. There were some real bass notes that just seemed very muddy, and it was. I had to do it. I did a comparison several times. I had to confirm what I was thinking, and then just go away for a few hours, come back and do it again. And I was quite surprised. It's a very strange profiled cable, actually, very flat, which is not unappealing to the eyes, but I quite like the look of it. Nice colour, but it was just it was night and day for me personally, in my personal opinion. And I'm sure some of you are saying, "Oh no, I've got that cable and it's absolutely splendid and it's fantastic." So it's all a bit, subjective, isn't it? This whole speaker cable game thing. Anyway, so for me, it was absolutely dead obvious. I played Blow Up and then I went on to Get Gilberto, and it just, for me, I just felt like, nah, definitely not. So Tellurium and the Shoreline out. There was a clear winner in my personal view. It was the Naim cable, the NAC AE5. I'm really, really pleased. It's just clean and sets the music up a much higher level than my budget speaker cable. And honestly, folks, if I really didn't think it was any difference, I'd be buying another 5 meters of this stuff, and I'd be more than happy. But it's just night and day. It's absolutely, especially when you're playing, some really good quality music, very intimate music that just shows a lot of the difference in your setup. So that's it. I'm gonna just hello. That's it, really. That was my final conclusions. I think it's going to be the Naim that's going to be coming home with me at some point. But if you're curious about checking out your setup and just checking things and comparing things, and I really recommend a similar test with just 2 or 3 of your most favourite reference albums. And I've got a video coming up that I'd like to do on a couple of more records that are coming. But anyway, have a good day and keep spinning. Cheers, bye.